Dear students, warm welcome to online session. In this online session, discuss the concepts of virtualization structure, virtualization tools, and virtualization mechanism. So these three concepts we will discuss now. Let us share the screen with my PPT. Topics to be covered in this virtualization structures, tools, and mechanisms will briefly discuss in this online session. Course outcomes: after completion of this course, the student will be able to analyze the virtualization mechanism for data center automation. The topics to be covered in today's online session are virtualization structures. How many types of virtualizations are there? Like full virtualization, para virtualization machine, host-based virtualization machine. Three covered under virtualization structures. And next, what are various tools? Top 5 virtualization tools in the market we will discuss, and the mechanism how to develop, how to implement various virtualization machines and the virtualization concepts we'll briefly discuss in this session. So the topics to be covered under this virtualization structure, tools and mechanisms are hypervisors. What is meant by hypervisor? And Gen architecture. So what is Gen architecture? Gen is a server. It is a server, the server architecture, and how the constellation over full virtualization and para virtualization will briefly discuss in this today's session. So let us start the session, online session. So before discussing about virtualization concepts, we need to aware scenario. What is the scenario before virtualization and what is the scenario after virtualization? So before virtualization, how the computer is, after virtualization, how the computer will discuss in this diagram. If you consider before virtualization, so there is no virtualization. Virtualization is nothing but virtual means actual, not actual. Virtual means not actual. So before virtualization, there is a traditional computer. How the traditional computer will work? There are three parts in a traditional computer. The first one is hardware, operating system, and application software. So the hardware of the computer is having a hardware components, a set of hardware components like a processor, a RAM, a hard disk, and a and a motherboard. So these four components will be considered as a hardware components. So the hardware components which are interconnected together and they are kept in a CPU, central processing unit. So the hardware components can be controlled by one of the operating system that is called as a host operating system. So the operating systems like Windows operating system, Linux operating system, or some other open source operating systems. All these hardware components can be controlled by operating system. So once the operating system installed in our desktop or laptop system, so there are many application software which are installed. Some are we need to, based on requirements, we need to install various application softwares. So to run the application software, we need one operating system. So the operating system can be controlled all the hardware components in the system. So this is the scenario in a traditional computer. Now move to after virtualization. So this is not a virtualization. So what is virtualization? After virtualization, how the structure of computer is, we will discuss here. So virtualization means not actual. So computer is not actual. What is the new in this after virtualization is the hardware is same. The hardware components are same here, and the operating system is also same. So on the top of the operating system, we need to install one virtualization software. So the virtualization software is installed on the top of the operating system. So what is the usage of installation of virtualization software? Once the virtualization software is installed, then only it give permission to provide or to develop two or more different virtual machines in the existing system. So it will provide a virtual machine scenario. Here, two or three different virtual machines are designed here, are virtual machine 1 and another one is virtual machine 2. So the virtual machine is act as a single computer. It is having application software. It is run with the operating system called guest operating system, and it is having a set of hardware components. So this is another virtual machine. These two virtual machines which are created, which are not actual, which are created within the computer system. So that's why this part is called as a virtual machine. So to provide the environment for an virtual machine, we can take the help of VMM or under name as a hypervisor. A hypervisor or virtual machine monitor or manager is responsible for providing an environment for creating virtual machines in a desktop system. That is called as a VMM or virtual machine manager. So we have cleared, now the point is clear, the difference between traditional computer and the after virtualization, how it is, we have been seen the scenario. Now move to another one is structure of virtualization, how the virtualization structure. As we said that the bottom of hardware components, to control the hardware components, we need to install one operating system. So once the operating system is installed, all the hardware components are controlled, and then to establish a virtual machine on your computer, local computer, you need to install one software that is called as a virtualization software. Some of the very familiar virtualization software is VMware. VMware is one of the virtualization software. Once the virtualization software is installed in an after operating system, so we need to create three or two or more virtual machines. So here three virtual machines created: virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, and virtual machine 3. Each virtual machine is having three layers: application software, guest operating system 1, and hardware systems. So this is considered as a single computer. This is considered as another computer. This is considered as a another computer. So all are having their own operating system, their own applications, and their own hardware components. Here, these three virtual machines running with two or more different operating systems at the simultaneously at the same time, so which may lead to process any large or solve complex problems very easily. So that's why virtualization is came into the picture. It is very familiar with the help of the cloud computing nowadays. So before virtualization, the operating system manages only hardware. Operating system manages only hardware. All the hardware components in a particular system is controlled by an operating system before virtualization. If you observe after virtualization, a layer or a software is installed on top of the operating system. So the virtualization layer that is called as a VMM, it is inserted between hardware and the operating system. In this case, the virtualization layer or the VMM is responsible for converting the real hardware into a virtual hardware. Virtual means not actual, not real. So different operating systems such as Linux, Windows, and some other operating systems, more than two operating systems can be performed or run on the same physical machine simultaneously, which may consider as a virtualization. After virtualization, it can provide an environment for executing or running more than two operating systems on the same physical machine at the same time. That is called as a virtualization. Now we will discuss what is the definition of a hypervisor. Another name for hypervisor is VMM. VMM stands for Virtual Machine Manager or Virtual Machine Monitor. Another name is hypervisor. What is the definition of hypervisor? There are two different types of hypervisor, namely type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. The name of type 1 hypervisor is native hypervisor, and the name of type 2 hypervisor is hosted hypervisor or embedded hypervisor. So we will see the difference between type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor over here, and let us discuss the definition of a hypervisor. Hypervisor is another name is VMM. VMM stands for Virtual Machine Monitor or Virtual Machine Manager, or another name is Hypervisor. So here both VMM or hypervisors perform the same virtualization operations here. Coming to the definition of a hypervisor is a computer software or hardware that can create and runs virtual machines. To run or to create any virtual machine, we need the help of hypervisor. Without hypervisor, there is no creation of virtual machines. If you want to create or you want to run a virtual machine on the software, we need hypervisor or virtual machine manager or virtualization. So that's why virtual machine manager or virtual machine monitor or hypervisor is required to create any software or hardware virtual machines. We need hypervisor. A computer on which a hypervisor run one or more virtual machines is called as a host machine. Host machine means two or more virtual machines run at the same time is called as a host virtual machine, and each virtual machine is called as a guest virtual machine. If you observe or compare the difference between native hypervisor with hosted hypervisor, we will discuss now. So consider what is hosted hypervisor. Hosted hypervisor means here the hypervisor is an intermediate software or hardware. It can provide the bridge between software or hardware with the various users, user 1, user 2, user 3. So here native hypervisor is nothing but the hardware is not the hardware is connected to two-way connected to the host operating system. The host operating system is connected to the hypervisor, and the hypervisor is connected to two or more different users. That means that so the hardware is controlled with the host operating system. The host operating system can be connected to the various virtual machines with the help of the hypervisors only. Here, the hypervisor directly can creates the virtual environment from the server hardware to and the various virtual machines. This is the difference between hypervisor and native hypervisor and hosted hypervisor. Some of well familiar hypervisor tools are available in the market. So various tools are available, but here five top tools are listed over here. Namely, the first one is Microsoft. The first one is Microsoft Hypervisor, Hyper-V. So this is one of the familiar hypervisor tool. So this can be developed by Microsoft Software Technologies. The Hyper-V is a tool which can be developed by Microsoft IT company. So it is a Microsoft hardware virtualization product and well familiar product in the market. Another one is VMware. VMware is also it is a virtual machine virtualization tool, so which can be used in a virtualization workstation pro, and it is a hosted hypervisor that can run on x64 version of Windows and Linux operating systems. So VMware is also another familiar hypervisor tool. Next one is KVM. KVM stands for kernel virtual machine. It is a kernel virtual machine, simply called as a KVM. It is a full virtualization machine for used in operating systems like Linux operating systems. And another one is Oracle VirtualBox. So the Oracle software company developed another virtual hypervisor tool that is called as a VirtualBox. The VirtualBox is a free tool or open source tool hosted on hypervisors for x86 virtualization tools, which can be developed by Oracle Corporation. And another one is Workstation Pro. These five are well familiar. Top five well-familiar hypervisor tools are available in cloud computing technique nowadays. So now we move to another one is architecture of Xen architecture and hypervisor. So first we will discuss about hypervisors. So the hypervisor supports hardware level virtualization like memory, disk, and network interfaces. Here, the VMM virtual machine manager or the hypervisor, it is a software or a hardware tool which can support all hardware level virtualization tools like a memory or a disk or network interfaces. All these well connected hardware components are controlled by the hypervisor. The hypervisor software placed between physical hardware and the operating system. So always the hypervisor or VMM is a middle layer which can be placed between the hardware and the guest operating systems. So the virtual layer is referred to as a VMM or hypervisor. Another name for virtual VMM is hypervisor. The hypervisor provides hypercalls for the guest operating systems and the applications. So it can be interactive with the guest operating system with the help of hypercalls only. So depending on the functionality, a hypervisor can control a microkernels architectures like vHyper-V or some other tools which can be used for performing or providing full virtualization concept. Next, we will see the architecture of Gen architecture. What is Gen? Gen is a server. It is the name of the server. So we will see how this Gen architecture will work. We will discuss in this slide. So the architecture will be seen in the next slide. But first, we will discuss what is Gen and how it will be useful. We will discuss. Gen is a open source hypervisor program. It is a open source hypervisor program. This can be developed by Cambridge University. It can be developed by Cambridge University. The Gen server does not include any device drivers natively. It just provides a mechanism by which a guest operating system can have direct access to the physical device. As a result, the size of Gen hypervisor is kept rather than small. So the Gen server provides a virtual environment located between hardware and the software. So here the hypervisor always placed between the hardware and the software operating system in between. So the number of vendors are in the process of developing commercial Gen hypervisors. Among them are Oracle Virtual Machine. Oracle Virtual Machine is one of the familiar Gen virtual machine. So consider the architecture of Gen virtual machine. We will see here. So the architecture of Gen will be categorized into three layers here. The first one is hardware device layer, and another one is hypervisor layer, simply called as a Gen layer, and another one is operating system layers. Here, three different operating systems are operating system based OS virtual machines. Here we can keep the namely Domain 0, and another one is Xeon Linux, and another one is Xeon Windows. That means that three different virtual machines will be created over the Gen architecture. So the namely virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, all these three different virtual machines are running with the three different operating systems, namely Domain Zero operating system and Xeon Linux operating system and Xeon Windows operating systems. So these three guest operating systems are controlled various application softwares like controlling the input output domain 0, controlling some domain guests, and control some other domain guests over here. So consider the architecture of Gen server. We will discuss here. The architecture seems to be here. Some core components are available. The core components of Gen systems are hypervisor. Another one is kernel, and another one is application. Hypervisor, kernel, and applications. So, like other virtualization systems, many guest operating systems can run on top of the hypervisor. So here, three different virtual systems are created, and three different guest operating systems can run on top of the virtual hypervisor, namely Domain Zero, Linux operating system, and Windows operating system. So the guest here these three guest operating systems which has control of the ability is called Domain Zero. So all these three can be controlled with the Domain Zero operating system. Here the Domain Zero is a privileged guest operating system of Xeon server. So it is first loaded when Xeon boots without any file system driver being available. The Domain Zero is designed to access the Domain Zero operating system is designed to access hardware directly with the managed devices. So the Domain Zero is to allocate and map hardware resources with the guest operating systems. Next, we will discuss about full virtualization. So, how full virtualization will implement, and what is host-based virtualization. We will discuss in this slide now. So, depending on the implementation technologies, the hardware virtualization can be classified into two categories, namely full virtualization and host-based virtualization. What is full virtualization and what is host-based virtualization? We will discuss here. Full virtualization means it does not require any modified host operating systems. Always the full virtualization will well familiar with host operating system or guest operating system. It cannot entertain modified operating systems. The full operating virtualization will run with binary translations to execute some operations over here. So whereas the host-based operating system, it can have both host-based operating systems and guest operating systems. We can be used here. A virtualization software layer built with host-based operating system and guest operating system. So consider a diagram here. Let us consider the diagram here. There is a hardware components. So here a set of hardware components are here. So on the top of the hardware components, we are placed one software. We are placed one hypervisor that is called as a VMM. VMM stands for Virtual Machine Manager. This is called as a hypervisor. So on the top of Virtual Machine Manager, we kept one guest operating system that is called as a guest operating system. On top of that, we have been installed various user application softwares. Now we will discuss the working methodology of this diagram is direct execution of user requests. That means that all the apps having direct connectivity to the hardware components. So if you want to run any application in your desktop system, There is a direct connection from the application software to the hardware with the help of the operating system. Direct connection. But here, binary translation of OS means a guest operating system. Always a guest operating system can be connected to the VMM software. The VMM software can be connected to the host-based hardware component. That means that the binary translation of operating system request with the help of the VMM only it can be working here. Let us see what is full virtualization. Full virtualization means it is having both hypervisors and the virtual machine monitor approaches in a point of view. Here we have placed hypervisor or VMM. So the performance of full virtualization may not be ideal. Why the performance of full virtualization is not ideal? Because it involves, the full virtualization involves binary translation, which is time consuming. So it is a time consuming process. So the full virtualization of applications, input output applications is a big challenge nowadays to perform very well. So the binary translations stored or it can be represented here by the help of the VMM software. Next, we will discuss about what is binary translation of guest operating system. What is binary translation of guest operating system? We will discuss over here. Let us discuss the diagram here. This approach was implemented by VMware and many other software companies. So it is a full virtualization. The full virtualization is developed by VMware software. So the VMware puts the VMM at ring 0 and the guest OS at ring 1. Here, VMM is a virtual software. It can be placed on ring 0 at ring 0 and the guest operating system placed at ring 1. What is ring 0, ring 1? We will discuss now. So the VMM scans, what it will do, it is a software layer and it is a hypervisor. It scans the instructions stream and identifies the privileged control and behavior sensitive instructions. When these instructions are identified, then they are trapped into the VMM, which emulates the behavior of these instructions. So the method used in this emulation is called binary isolation. So therefore, full virtualization combines binary translation and direct virtualization. So in full virtualization, it can be combined direct virtualization and binary translation virtualization. So whereas the guest operating system is completely decoupled from the underlying hardware, consequently, the guest operating system is unaware that is being virtualized. That is being virtualized. Next, another one is host-based virtualization. What is meant by host-based virtualization? Now we will discuss here. Host-based virtualization is an alternative virtual machine architecture. It is we install a virtualization layer on top of the host operating system. On top of the host operating system, we will place one virtualization concept that is called as a host-based virtualization. So this host virtualization is responsible for managing hardware, whereas the guest operating systems are installed and run on top of the virtualization layer. So whenever the user install the virtual machine architecture without modifying the host operating system, Virtualization software can run on any operating system, host operating system, to provide device drivers and other lower level services. This will simply the virtual machine design and easy of its deployment. So, and the second one is the host-based approach appeals to many host machine configurations. It can be compared to the hypervisor virtual machines architecture, the performance of host-based operating systems. So that means that always uh, when an application requests hardware access, it involves four layers of mapping with the downgrades performance significantly. So that means that what is a host-based virtualization is nothing but host-based virtualization is placed in between hardware component and guest OS. So next we will see, we already discussed about full virtualization. Next we discuss about para virtualization. What is meant by para virtualization? Para virtualization means it is also one of the type of the virtualization concept. A para virtualization will support for modified operating systems. Clearly observe that difference between para virtualization and full virtualization is always we can create we can create guest OS. So guest OS on the side of full virtualization, whereas modified OS on the side of para virtualization. A para virtualization machine provides special application programming interface that requires always use modified OS. This is the privilegation of modification of operating systems as per the requirement of user application softwares. So using this para virtualization, we can solve critical issues arise in the virtualization systems. So that's why it is very having huge performance. When compared the para virtualization with the full virtualization, its performance is very high and it is having more secure also. So, however, the para virtualization attempts to reduce the virtualization overhead and it improves the performance by the help of various guest modified operating systems. So, consider an example of para virtualization machine here. So, it is having four layers. The first one is the down one is hardware. The hardware components on the top of that one, we can place one software that is called as a virtual machine software or hypervisor. So with the help of the hypervisor, it can create an virtual environment run with the different two or more operating systems. Namely, one is para virtualized guest operating system, another also second para virtualized operating system. Here, two different virtual machines are created. They are running with two different operating systems simultaneously with the help of the intermediate virtualization called as a hypervisor or VMM virtualization. So we move to para virtualization architecture as we discussed earlier. So one of the familiar example for para virtualization architecture is KVM, stands for kernel based virtual machine. So when the x86 processor is virtualized, a virtualization layer is inserted between hardware and OS. x86 is the server processor and it can be placed always between hardware and server. That means that always this type of software or processor placed between the hardware component and the operating system. Between the hardware component and the operating system, we can place one virtualization layer that is called as a para virtualization layer. So if you consider the para virtualization layer, here always we can use modified guest operating systems, whereas in full virtualization we can use guest operating system only. This is the difference we observed with para virtualization with full virtualization. So the para virtualization is having more security and more performance when compared with the full virtualization concept. So what is KVM? KVM is one of the example for para virtualization. So this is a Linux based operating system which can be run with a version of various kernels. Here the memory management and scheduling activities are carried out in Linux kernel operating systems. So the kernel based virtual machine is one of the familiar para virtualization tool which improves the performance with the help of unmodified guest operating systems which can be available in the market. So next we will discuss about VMware VSX server for para virtualization. So we will discuss this in next class. Thank you.